and important topics. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe until then. All right, guys.
Now, KCAU 9 News starts with your forecast first.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on this pleasant fall Monday. Here's the current view outside of downtown Sioux City. We've got some sunshine with some clouds out there. This view is brought to you by the Ho-Chunk Center. Temperatures are mild. We're seeing 50s across the area at 52 degrees here in Sioux City, Lamar's, Orange City, Cherokee, and Spencer. Coming in the full forecast shortly, I will have more details about a seasonal night tonight. Highs in the 50s this week and more rain coming our way. KCAU 9 News at 5 starts right now.
We are Siouxland proud. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on your Monday. I'm Sophie Erber. An Iowa man has been charged in a weekend stabbing that sent one woman to the hospital. We have the latest details now in our top story at 5. Matthew Young of Spencer is charged with attempted murder for the stabbing of 26-year-old Cassandra Bicking. The Clay County Sheriff's Office says she was stabbed Sunday afternoon in the town of Royal, Iowa. Bicking was taken to Spencer Hospital with serious injuries. The sheriff tonight says Young fled the scene before Spencer police could find him near his home. Young has been booked into the Clay County Jail. The Biden administration is detailing some new COVID-19 international air travel policies for most foreign travelers coming into the country, tightening restrictions for those who are not vaccinated. Beginning on November 8th, foreign non-immigrant adults traveling to the United States will need to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19, with limited exceptions. Those who are unvaccinated will need to show a proof of a negative COVID-19 test within a day of travel, while those who are vaccinated will be allowed to present a test taken within 3 days of travel. The new policy comes as the Biden administration moves away from broader country-based travel restrictions and toward what it terms a vaccination-based system. We have much more details about this new policy online on our website right now at SiouxlandProud.com, or you could check it out on the KCAU 9 mobile news app. Construction on the Gordon Drive Viaduct will not start for at least another 5 years. Dakin Schultz is the transportation planner for the Department of Transportation in Sioux City, and he says the Iowa Department of Transportation will use the next few years to examine alternative options for the current viaduct, as well as receive some feedback. Schultz says he knows Siouxlanders are concerned about how this project could impact local businesses.
Most people don't want to lose their business to a highway project. They also want to minimize the traffic impacts. So we do hear a lot of that. There's a lot of questions of when this is going to happen, how long is it going to take to construct.
Schultz added that public input, traffic impact, and other factors could influence the viaduct project. You could tune in tonight at 6 to hear more from Siouxland business owners about how the project could impact them. Grandview Park in Sioux City will be closed to car traffic tomorrow. That's while contractors begin to pour the new bases for the water tanks. The City Engineering Division says entrances on Stone Park Boulevard and 24th Street will be utilized for construction traffic only. The park remains open to pedestrians, though. The closure will begin in the morning hours and end sometime in the evening. Some stores in downtown Storm Lake will be getting a small holiday makeover, and it will affect parking spaces in that area. According to the city, holiday lights will be installed on the Sugar Bowl and Brown's Shoe Fit stores on Thursday. The project will cause the closure of 3 parking spaces, that's on Lake Avenue, and 3 spaces on the south side of West 6th Street from 8 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. Officials are asking people to please use caution while in that area. As pandemic restrictions continue to relax tonight, couples across the nation are tying the knot at a record pace. According to the Wedding Report, 2021 is estimated to see nearly 2.8 million weddings in America, which is double the amount of weddings in 2020. While most Siouxland wedding venues are booked weekends through summer months, this year some venues are booked the entire year. with some anticipating continued demand going into 2022. KCAU 9's Jason Toktagian shows us how local venues are working overtime to accommodate the influx of events. That's again tonight at 10. The second annual Bogie Scare is gearing up for its final week of operations. The haunted layover of Arnold's Park Amusement Park offers 3 mazes, live actors, and spooky activities for thrill seekers. Park officials have noticed similar crowd sizes attending the Friday-Saturday nights event this month compared to Bogie Scare's inaugural year. Of course, that was last year. The demand is a welcome addition to Arnold's Park record-setting summer season.
We've had some returning guests that have came, in the past couple of weeks. It's even changed a little bit different for them. And I mean, the big thing is people move around, so it's not always the same. We have different characters every week. We have different spots every week. So even if you do keep returning, you have a great experience every time.
Halloween will mark the final day for Arnold's Park in 2021, with the 2022 summer season beginning on Memorial Day weekend. And it's time now for our first check on the weather. Meteorologist Caitlin Laura standing by for us. And Caitlin, if they've been up to Bogie Scare any of these past weekends, it really hasn't felt too fall-like, with the exception of yesterday.
I would say yesterday was really the only fall-like day we've really seen. And, if you kind of liked it, I liked yesterday.
I'm not
if you liked yesterday, you're going to like Wednesday of this week, because we do have another similar day coming our way. Satellite radar imagery shows that today has been much quieter. We've seen some sunshine with a little mix of cloud coverage and dry conditions, though. As we take a look at the rain chance graph going into the rest of this week, you can see we do have a midweek rain chance coming our way. That's going to move in Tuesday night and linger throughout Wednesday. I will have more details on what those rain chances are looking like, when we're going to see them, and how much rain we could see coming in the full forecast shortly. Back to you, Sophie.
All right, thanks so much, Caitlin. Shields Field at Miracle League Park is coming together in Sioux City tonight. Over the weekend, the turf field was laid in the lot east of the current Miracle Field. Workers there are currently putting up some dugouts and fencing around the field. Shields Field is meant to further the goal of having athletes of all abilities play together. The field is expected to be complete sometime later this month. The Postal Service tonight is announcing some big changes. That's to pave the way for smoother deliveries come this holiday season. And of course, this all amid the global shipping crisis and a shortage of workers across our country. The U.S. economy shows no signs of letting up either. ABC's Megan Tesvarian has the details for us.
Supply chain crisis heating up before the holidays, with consumer demand set to skyrocket. The Postal Service is now increasing capacity to help make sure holiday packages arrive on time. It's adding 45 new facilities, 112 new sorting machines, and 40,000 seasonal workers, all to handle 35% more daily packages.
The supply chain logjam has created uncertainty of when the products will be received by the merchants and when they ship.
Meanwhile, more troubled waters for the shipping industry this weekend. Roughly 40 containers fell off this cargo ship during a storm near Vancouver. Gridlock is so bad at the port of Long Beach, California, the city is now changing the rules, allowing shippers to stack containers higher than usual. One key issue behind this crisis is a severe shortage of truckers. Some companies are now offering truckers annual salaries of $110,000 with $15,000 signing bonuses. The labor shortage spilling over to other parts of the economy as well, including hospitality and transportation.
We're at such a staffing deficit.
At this job fair in Denver, organizers expected 5,000 job seekers to attend, but only 100 showed up.
We were expecting the masses to come knocking on our door.
Megan Tavrizian, ABC News, San Diego.
And back to shipping gifts for the holidays. The cutoff for FedEx ground shipping, if you're looking, is December 15th. Experts say getting products early will be a huge advantage, and don't wait too long for bigger savings because you might not see them this year. 2 former Apple employees have brought lawsuits against the company alleging ageism, sexism, and other forms of discrimination. Just last month, Apple employees launched a #Apple2 campaign. It's to gather current and past employees' allegations of inequity, intimidation, and abuse. Now, Business Insider is reporting that a former high-level engineer says Apple discriminated and retaliated against her. This after she told her manager she was being paid less than half of what her male counterparts earned. The company's finance director has sued Apple, alleging ageism and retaliation. They say a new manager actually told them only young people would be hired because they're hungry, fast, and cheaper. Is your pet joining in on your Halloween fun this year? We do have some tips to keep them safe and comfortable and cute this holiday weekend coming up.
And we are looking at a seasonal night tonight, highs in the 50s this week, and more rain coming our way. I'll have all these details coming right after this break. Stay with us.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
An early Wednesday morning, sticking around throughout the day on Wednesday. Sunshine as we head into Halloween weekend, a high of 50 on Sunday. We are looking at some cloud coverage, but overall pretty quiet on Halloween. Temperatures dipping into the upper 40s by the start of next week. Today's viewer photo of the day was sent in by Matthew Road of his wonderful catch of a wonderful paddlefish that was, quote, within the spot and later released. And he says that cloudy and cool conditions make great weather for fishing. If you want to see your weather-related image here on our show, just email them to us at weather@kcautv.com. We'll send you a simple form to fill out, and once we get that form back, you could potentially see your picture right here.
Yeah, pretty cool. Our producer caught one herself and actually cooked it up and said it was pretty tasty, too.
Have you ever had paddlefish?
I haven't. It's on my list.
I have not either. I was going to hope that maybe you did. You could tell me what it was like.
No, she said it was kind of flaky. I wonder if she was joking when she said it was kind of like chicken.
I was going to say, did she say it would taste like chicken?
We'll have to get a full report from her. Thanks a lot, Caitlin. Well, Ohio printed out 35,000 new license plates before realizing a banner depicted on the plate was attached to the wrong end of the Wright brothers' historic first plane. Check this out. It was the Wright Flyer. The new license plate includes an illustration of a banner, which, of course, should have been trailing the plane, but instead was attached to the front. State officials acknowledged the error and immediately after the new plates were unveiled Thursday and released a photo of the corrected plate. Now, the corrected plates are scheduled to be released on December 29th. Good thing they caught it. Halloween costumes can, of course, get expensive, but a nonprofit is making the holiday more affordable this year. Why they were inspired to help out, coming up in about 7 minutes. But first, speaking of costumes, do you have one for your dog or cat? Why it's important to get them used to their new outfit before you hit the streets, coming up next. A growing number of Halloween revelers are taking their own little monsters out and about. So how can you make it a success for your four-legged friends? Here's ABC's Will Gans with a little more.
We've officially gone from Jurassic Park to Jurassic Bark. And holy Cocker Spaniel, that's the Pope at New York City's Halloween Dog Parade, along with the least threatening horror villain of all time.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Meanwhile, in Minneapolis, bulldogs have gone full ballerina, and one is even decked out in dots. A Dalmatian identity crisis, no doubt. It must be Halloween.
It could sometimes be the worst time to introduce something like clothes or costumes if a dog has never been exposed to those before. So just doing a little bit of prep work ahead of time can make it a much more fun experience.
Here's how to make this spooky season a doggone success for you and your pet.
For those of us who are going to dress up our dogs, obviously not every dog is going to be as confident or as comfortable as yours is.
We started getting him into his costume a week ahead of time so that he's associating it with really positive, fun experiences.
Our expert says Halloween can also be great for socializing a new pet.
It can be a great training opportunity, especially for a young, confident, happy puppy, to get a lot of data in one night while we're having fun with them.
Use a baby gate or a physical barrier to warm your pupper up to unexpected guests and constant doorbell ringing. And keep your dog on a leash to ensure they won't get out.
Or we can just let them take the day off. Some dogs just might not do great with Halloween, and it's perfectly okay to give them their own room in the house or send them to a vacation somewhere else.
Hi! Meanwhile, in Tempe, Arizona, who needs pumpkins when you've got a puppy patch instead? This spooky season tradition launched by Desert Tales Animal Shelter to help rescue pups meet potential forever families.
If there are a lot of dogs who might be trick-or-treating with families in your area, they encourage that people buy or make some pet-friendly treats for four-legged revelers, or at least a bowl of water outside to enjoy this weekend. Well, News Nation Prime gathers news from across the nation at 8 o'clock every night. But before that, Leland Vittert and Dan Abrams break down today's hot topics, and we have a preview.
Tonight, the vaccine mandate hits the power grid, why one state could have longer blackouts because of the shot, plus a caravan of migrants headed towards the United States. Their aggressive message for President Biden. That's On Balance. Now here's a look at Dan Abrams Live.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live. Will Alec Baldwin face criminal charges over that deadly film shooting? The new on-set details that could help him and how he might still be punished for this tragedy. That's coming up tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
Again, News Nation Prime comes your way every night at 8 on News Nation. You could see it on some of the channels listed here or check your local guide. Halloween for free. That's the goal of one nonprofit organization. Why they're giving away costumes and how the feedback they get makes it all worth it. Coming up next. Halloween costumes are in short supply across the state of Colorado specifically. Of course, this is still thanks to that global supply chain slowdown, but one Colorado store has more than enough to go around, and some of it's just being given away. Evan Krugel has that story.
Are you guys all set?
With Halloween just 1 week away,
Isn't this so fun?
costumes across Colorado are in high demand.
This is pretty amazing, this little hat situation.
But at this store, at the outlets at Castle Rock,
Oh, pirates. Excellent.
there is no cash register. Instead, a promise that in exchange for a costume,
There you go, guys.
customers will spread joy.
Really, they are meant to be free and just bring joy to people.
Megan Gutensberger and her husband Ziggy are the owners of this shop, part of their nonprofit called Riley's Ark, a tribute to their daughter Riley, who was shopping inside this Parker store in 2017 when a driver ran into the building, killing the 12-year-old.
She loved Halloween and just loved bringing smiles to people's faces.
Her parents say the nonprofit has quickly grown. This year, they've already given away more than 300 costumes inside a donated space at the outlets.
I would say 80% of these costumes were donated by people in our community.
And hundreds more are still available for those in need.
I had a family come in earlier today with 6 kids, I think, and mom was single mom and just was like, this is the only way I can make Halloween happen for my family. So those are the sweet stories, and that's what it's all about.
Spreading joy in Riley's honor.
And we think she would have loved it.
One costume at a time.
There you go.
We take a live look outside right now over cloudy skies in downtown Sioux City. Caitlin returns with one more check on your forecast just after this break. Stay with us. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in now with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. Busy day at City Council today. We'll check up with what the council members have passed forward coming up at 6. We'll look at the agenda. Also, construction still months away, but plans are in the works for rebuilding one of Sioux City's most traveled overpasses. We'll take a look at the plans that are in the works for a Gordon Drive viaduct rework. Also, how business owners in the area that could be impacted, what they have to say. That's tonight at 6. And the polio epidemic of the 1940s and 50s had a lasting impact on survivors of that disease. Coming up after World News tonight, you'll hear from a South Dakota woman who contracted polio and is using World Polio Day to help share her story. That's coming up when Jake and I join you in studio. That's at 6 after World News tonight.
All right, thanks so much, Tim. And another day where it does feel more like fall, but a very pleasant day, crispy. And when you were in the sun, it felt amazing out.
Absolutely. You know, my cat has been soaking up the sun in the windows at home. And, you know, I'm kind of jealous that she just gets to lay out and just soak it in.
Sounds nice.
It sounds so relaxing. We're looking at a low of about 38 degrees by tomorrow morning before a wonderful afternoon with a high of 58 degrees. But hold on to your hats tomorrow because it's going to be a windy one before those showers move in early Wednesday morning.
Ooh. All right, good morning for us all. Thank you, Caitlin. Thanks for joining us. We'll all see you back here tonight at 6. Until then, have a great evening, everyone.